It's the Indiana University, USI, U of E, and Ivy Tech multi-complex medical complex groundbreaking.
Good morning. What a great day and what a great sight this is, standing up here looking out at all of you and experiencing the enthusiasm for our city. We are so glad that you're joining us for this groundbreaking ceremony for the new and much anticipated Evansville Multi-Institutional Academic Health, Science, and Research Campus. As you likely know by now, this very exciting project in downtown Evansville will house programs from Indiana University, the University of Southern Indiana, and the University of Evansville. It will be a state-of-the-art, high-tech center of research, training, and clinical care in a variety of healthcare fields, including medicine, physical therapy, dentistry, physician-assisted science, nursing, and occupational therapy. When completed in 2017, this facility will be conveniently located for collaborations and partnerships with numerous health facilities in southwestern Indiana, including nearby communities such as Vincennes and Jasper. This is a great day for all of us, for all of southwest Indiana, and for the entire state of Indiana, and we couldn't be more pleased that you're with us today. I'd like to recognize several of our distinguished guests today. Speaker of the House, Brian Bosman. Brian, thank you for being here. State Senator Vanita Becker. State Senator Jim Thomas. State Senator Jim Merritt. State Representative Holly Sullivan. State Representative Wendy McNamara. State Representative Gail Ricken. State Representative Ron Bacon. State Representative Tom Washburn. Evansville City Council President Dr. Dan Adams, who I have to tell you, I really appreciate his support. He was a driving force on the council for getting the local funding, and he was a great partner in putting together the Evansville package. Dr. Adams. I believe I've also seen City Council Representatives Missy Mosby, and Jonathan Weaver. Last but certainly not least, Indiana Governor Mike Pence. Governor Pence could not be here today, but sends his regrets. This community should know that Governor Pence supports this project and shares our vision for the potential of this medical campus and the impact it will have on the entire state. So thank you to Governor Pence. All of us are here today to bear witness to an historic event that will change the course of our city's future. Today is a redefining moment in Evansville's history. It's a redefining moment for medical education, for the 4 hospitals and 3 universities that have worked in partnership to create this multi-institutional health education and research campus. It's a redefining moment for downtown Evansville. Already, we're starting to see more interest in our downtown area and surrounding neighborhoods. New businesses are opening. In fact, we've had 25 new businesses and 4 business expansions in downtown since May of 2014. And new housing is being developed in anticipation of this project. Earlier this week, we held a ribbon-cutting ceremony for the renovated Maybell and Montrose apartments in the Haney's Corner Art District, not far from here. That represented a $1 million investment. And by the year 2025, the economic impact of this medical campus is expected to exceed $300 million annually. And when the first phase of the project is complete, first phase of this project is complete, it will be a redefining moment for the entire tri-state region. We are redefining the delivery of health care and training for health professionals. Several decades ago, we began to hear warnings about a looming shortage of doctors in Indiana, and in fact across the country. Today, that shortage is very real. One of the problems is a lack of physician residency training positions, which means fewer opportunities for medical school graduates to complete their training here in Indiana. Training resident physicians at home is important because we know that 70% of physicians stay in the communities where they do their training. 7 out of 10 doctors will be more likely to practice medicine in our city, in our region, and in our state because of this campus. Now with us this morning are about 60 high school students who are interested in pursuing careers in medicine. It's my hope that many, if not all of them, will someday choose this campus for their future educational endeavors. First, I'd like to introduce and recognize the students from the Evansville Signature School who are international baccalaureate and advanced placement biology and chemistry students. Where are y'all? They are headed to medical school or into the allied health professions and are thrilled to welcome to this campus as a new neighbor and the opportunity to train and work in Evansville. They are leaders of tomorrow and are committed to giving back to the community as our community has given to them so far in their young lives. I'd also like to recognize students from the EVSC's Health Science Education Program. Where are y'all? This program currently has 28 students from 10 high schools in southwestern Indiana. These students are preparing to pursue post-secondary education in all areas of healthcare. This group of young people are also interested in giving back to the community. Every year they are involved in numerous service learning activities, including providing food to more than 200 people at Thanksgiving. Let's give our future healthcare professionals a big round of applause. Before I conclude and introduce Dr. McRobbie, there's one other person that I failed to recognize at the beginning, and that's State Auditor Suzanne Crouch. Suzanne was instrumental in keeping all the lines of communication open between all the parties to get everything that we needed. Suzanne, thank you very much. And my apologies. There is no doubt in my mind that our city is heading in the right direction, but I know that the best is yet to come. I look out at the faces of the young people who will one day be on this campus. I think about what this campus will be years from now. The future of our community is exciting. Evansville's ready to take its place as a leader in health education and in the delivery of health care. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our redefining moment. Now my pleasure to introduce Michael McRobbie, the 18th president of Indiana University, who will be our next speaker. Dr. McRobbie.
Thank you very much, Mayor Winnecke. It was more than 75 years ago at the dedication of an IU School of Medicine facility, very much like what this one will become, where Indiana University's 11th president, Herman B. Wells, observed that those present were not merely dedicating a building, they were also dedicating themselves to the work ahead that that building would make possible. He said, the unsung heroes whose courage over the operating table, whose skilled care of the ailing, and whose careful research in the laboratory will advance the health and knowledge of humanity, they will by their actions afford the state and the nation ample proof of the high trust in which these facilities have been reposed. Today we also dedicate ourselves to the work ahead, not only to the construction of this splendid new facility for which we break ground today, but also for the continued excellence in health sciences, education, and research that will have a truly enormous impact on the citizens of Evansville, citizens of the region, and more broadly, the citizens of the state for many years to come. Education, research, and health have been intimately connected for well over a century in the state of Indiana through the IU School of Medicine. Established in 1903, the IU School of Medicine is now the largest school of its kind in the nation. It has more than 20,000 living graduates and has grown to include 9 medical education centers across the state, including the strong program that has been located here for many years in Evansville. The history of the IU School of Medicine in Evansville dates back to 1971, when the University of Evansville campus was the school's first home. Then beginning in 1972, the school had a presence for more than 20 years on the campuses of both the University of Evansville and the University of Southern Indiana. A number of years ago, the IU School of Medicine assembled an expert task force to study the looming shortage of healthcare providers and to make recommendations. Their 2006 report concluded that the school would need to increase its enrollment of medical students by 30% to ensure an adequate supply of Indiana doctors in the coming 2 decades. One of the ways the school has worked to accomplish this increase has been to transform the regional medical education programs from 2-year to 4-year programs, as has been done right here in Evansville. I'm very pleased to note that more than 75% of the current 2-year class in the School of Medicine Evansville will remain in the program full or part-time for their 3rd year, and more than half of that class will undertake their 3rd year of training right here in Evansville. We are in fact joined here today by many of these students, and they, along with their colleagues from our partner institutions, are, in the words of Herman Wells, the unsung heroes of this project, whose actions will provide ample proof of the worth of the facility for which we break ground today. And so I'd like to ask all of the students of the IU School of Medicine in Evansville to please stand for our recognition. They in fact were so excited they were already standing. The process of planning for which this expanded multi-institutional medical education and research campus at Evansville has been truly a broad-based partnership, just as the work ahead will also be. I want to express on behalf of Indiana University our gratitude to our partner institutions, Dr. Linda Bennett of the University of Southern Indiana, Dr. Tom Kazee of the University of Evansville, and the other senior leaders of their institutions had the vision to recognize the needs of the Evansville region and to work collaboratively with the IU School of Medicine and with each institution, drawing upon its particular strengths to create a framework for the innovative teaching and research in the health sciences that will take place in that new facility right here. And let me once again thank President Bennett and the University of Southern Indiana for fostering the long-standing partnership that exists today between the IU School of Medicine and USI. In fact, the new multi-institutional partnership has its roots in the success over many years of our partnership with USI. And indeed, were it not for that partnership, the occasion we celebrate here today would not have been possible. Input also from members of the business community, healthcare providers, and representatives from our partners at Deaconess Health and St. Mary's Health here in Evansville, and the Memorial Hospital and Healthcare Center in Jasper, and the Good Samaritan Hospital in Sands. All of this has been and will continue to be crucial to the development of what will be a distinctive and life sciences health and health sciences resource for Southwest Indiana. And as you know, Ivy Tech has also been one of our consistent partners in this effort. And while Ivy Tech is not included in this initial phase, we do look forward to a time when they will be able to become a full partner in a future expansion. In fact, we are planning for that day in our site development process. Many of you here today have been instrumental in helping develop the vision for the new Medical Education Centre over the past 4 years. And I'm grateful for the very enthusiastic work of the various dedicated local working groups who have helped guide the site selection, funding, academic, research and communications priorities, all of which are key parts that will make this project a success. The Evansville Regional Business Committee, a group whose members in fact have provided IU with sound advice and counsel on previous occasions, recognised the potential of the new centre and provided key funding for the important feasibility studies. And we're also deeply grateful to the City of Evansville for the financial incentives that will help make the new Health Sciences campus possible. This combined $35 million support package represents the largest amount of local government financial support for one project in the history of Indiana University. And we very much appreciate the confidence that so many of you here in the Evansville community have expressed in this project through these incentives. It is abundantly clear that this project will also play a vital role in the continued economic development of Evansville's downtown, and we enthusiastically look forward to playing a role in the ongoing redevelopment and revitalization of what is really a superb riverside area in this part of the city. We're especially grateful also for the support of the Indiana General Assembly that has been given to Indiana University and many others in higher education over many years, including, of course, the appropriation of $19.2 million for the facility for which we break ground today. Mr. Speaker and all of your colleagues, our thanks go to you for all your support for this project. I'd also like to recognize IU Vice President for Capital Planning and Facilities, Tom Morrison, whose dedicated and skilled efforts have helped us reach this day. Please join me in thanking Tom. And I would be remiss if I did not express thanks to Pat Shoulders, from whom we will hear in a few moments. Pat is, in fact, the longest serving member of the Indiana University Board of Trustees, and as I'm sure every single person in this room knows, has been one of the leading advocates for this project. And as you but I should also add that I'm sure, as many of you noticed, there have been numerous major new innovations at IU recently, new schools, new programs, and other major new buildings. And Pat has been one of the strongest and most consistent supporters of all of these major new projects at IU. Mary Joan Ladden, the Senior Program Officer with the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, recently wrote, "We need to embrace new ways of delivering healthcare in this country, and that change begins with how we educate those who provide healthcare." The facility and the partnership that we celebrate today will help us do just that, as it brings together the expertise of the IU School of Medicine, the IU School of Dentistry, the nursing and occupational therapy programs of the University of Southern Indiana, and the health sciences programs of the University of Evansville. All of us look forward to the ways that this new facility will dramatically increase medicine and health-related educational opportunities for students in southwestern Indiana and northwestern Kentucky, and to the enormous impact that it will have on this region for many, many years to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. McRobbie. It's now my pleasure to invite Dean Mary Kessler of the College of Education and Health Sciences at the University of Evansville to the podium. Dean.
Good morning. I am representing the University of Evansville and Dr. Thomas Kazee, who sends both his regards and regrets that he could not be here today in celebrating this very important event in our community. The University of Evansville is proud to be a part of this collaborative partnership with Indiana University, the University of Southern Indiana, local hospitals, and many other business and community leaders who have worked tirelessly to make the new multi-institutional academic health science and research campus a reality. We can think of no better way to truly impact lives than to join with all of you today as we continue this journey that began 3 short years ago to expand medical and health education in our community as well as opportunities for research. I want to recognize the University of Evansville faculty, administrators, members of our Board of Trustees, and many significant supporters of our programs who are in attendance this morning. These individuals have been instrumental in assisting us with this strategic vision and the development of our physician assistant program. I also want to recognize our students. Their dedication to improving the quality of life for the patients that they serve through professional excellence and service is to be commended. I would like all of the individuals representing the University of Evansville to please stand and be recognized for your support in this project. We are excited about increasing educational opportunities not only for University of Evansville health science students, but for all of the students who will be educated at this site. Interprofessional education is an important component of this partnership for all of the academic institutions. We are all committed to finding ways to address opportunities for our students and our faculty to work together, to interact, to appreciate the diverse roles and value that each of them brings to the care of our patients. UE has a long history of preparing health professionals. We are eager to build upon our strengths and expand our programs for the benefit of future students. Whether on our own campus or as part of the new multi-institutional campus, we will be considering ways to grow existing programs, such as our Doctor of Physical Therapy program, our Baccalaureate to Doctor of Medicine program, and our Registered Nurse to Bachelor of Nursing program. We will also be exploring adding new programs such as a Master of Public Health, innovative programs in nursing education, and our Physician Assistant program, which will accept its first class of students to begin in January of 2017. The University of Evansville is excited to be in the final stages of the development of our Physician Assistant program. These providers will meet a critical need in our community and will be qualified to provide direct patient care and work under physician-led teams. They will be employed in hospitals, clinics, physician offices, and other healthcare entities. As an institution of higher education that has served Southern Indiana and the Evansville community for more than 150 years, the University of Evansville is thrilled about improved access to quality health care, as well as the local economic impact that will result from this new facility. As a healthcare provider myself, the opportunity to improve and enhance the educational training of future healthcare professionals is one that will truly differentiate all of our programs and will make this facility a leader nationwide. We are proud to be a part of this monumental day in the history of Evansville that opens the door to future possibilities. Possibilities that will transform our students, our approach to health professions education, how we deliver healthcare, and our community. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Dean. It's now my pleasure to welcome the University of Southern Indiana President, Dr. Linda L. M. Bennett.
Good morning. You're still here, that's good. I don't think there's an office in Evansville that's open right now. You know, I have to take this moment. You may not be aware that USI is celebrating its 50th year this year. That was a joke. But I want to tell you something. 5 decades ago, political and business leaders in Evansville came together and they founded a campus of public higher education in this region. That was a tremendous moment for this region. And I want you to appreciate your role in another tremendous moment for this region by being here today. It's good to see you. USI community is proud to join with Indiana University and the University of Southern Indiana, University of Evansville. Rewind. We are very proud to join with Indiana University and the University of Evansville and to continue our role as a key contributor to the education of healthcare professionals in this community and beyond. We've hosted the IU School of Medicine on our campus for more than 4 decades, as President McRobbie noted. But we see this project as deepening and broadening that collaboration. Quality healthcare requires that many disciplines come together for the benefit of the patient. That approach is called interprofessional education. And at USI, we're not just believers, we are practitioners, and our work is nationally recognized. Over the past 5 years, USI has opened community health centers in 3 locations: Glenwood, Lodge, and Cedar Hall. Our faculty and students are serving more than 2,000 patients in these clinics by bringing together disciplines including social work, food and nutrition, nursing, and respiratory therapy. USI students and staff also work with Evansville Vanderburg School Corporation, St. Mary's Medical Center, and Southwestern Behavioral Healthcare in this community approach to healthcare. And it's making a difference for the students in those schools and for their families. Early next year, USI, IU, UE, and Ivy Tech will come together to expand an annual symposium on issues related to homelessness. We feel that working together on various programs is going to deepen the collaboration in terms of medical education in this region. Skilled faculty in our 5 nursing programs and 8 health professions programs educate more than 2,500 students every year. No doubt you or a loved one has received care from someone with a USI degree in nursing and health professions. That's because every year more than 90% of our graduates are employed in the state of Indiana. According to the Indiana Department of Workforce Development, nursing is in highest demand, and we know there is more need to meet. I'd like to take an opportunity just to introduce a few of them today, and I'll ask as I call them out, stand and remain standing. Don't just pop up and pop down. Dr. Ann White, Dean of the USI College of Nursing and Health Professions. Dr. Constance Swente, Chair of the Bachelor of Science in Nursing, or BSN program. And we've invited 10 of our accelerated BSN students. I want them to stand up. Each of our faculty, staff, of the students in the future who will be walking down the halls of the facility located downtown. Each of our faculty, staff, and students has a compelling story to tell, but I want to take just a moment to share a story of one of those students who's standing before you today. Her family embodies truly the past, present, and future of healthcare. Kylie Heckert, give her a wave. Kylie Heckert is in line to be a 4th-generation nurse in her family. Her great-grandmother, grandmother, mother, and now her. She started a career in business, but it just didn't suit her. She decided to take a job as a patient care tech in an intensive care unit. As fate would have it, day 1 of her job, a code blue was called. In Kylie's words, I stood back in awe of the nurses working to resuscitate that patient. They were not panicked, they knew their roles, and together they worked like a well-oiled, life-saving machine until the patient was returned to a stable state. That's the moment nursing became Kylie's career of choice. She goes on to say, the most important things I have learned in the classroom and in clinicals is that nursing is not just about relieving someone from the illness that ails them. Nurses work to improve conditions of the mind, body, and spirit. They work to empower the patient to take autonomous decisions for themselves. They advocate for the patient when the patient cannot. They provide a shoulder to cry on, and they serve as a trustworthy and dependable resource. By becoming a nurse, I can have a positive impact on someone's life. I will be challenged every single day, and nothing could ever be as rewarding as saving the life of another. Kylie plans to continue work in our community as an ICU nurse upon graduation. So students and faculty, I told you I'll stay standing. Please turn and face the audience. These are the faces of the Now you can sit down. Looking to the future, the importance of our gathering here today and the joy that is so evident in this crowd extends beyond the bricks and mortar of this project. It's in the faces of all the future medical professionals, all the students who are here, and in the quality of care we can all anticipate. Collaboration on deepening medical education will strengthen our entire region and the state. This is a great start, and USI looks forward to the future together. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bennett. Well, the campus will open with 3 educational partners to start: Indiana University, the University of Southern Indiana, and the University of Evansville. It is the goal of our administration and, in fact, our community that a 4th educational partner be added down the road, Ivy Tech. I'm pleased that Chancellor Jonathan Weinzapfel is also with us today. Jonathan, would you please stand up? Now, before we get to the real entertainment and pat shoulders, it's my pleasure to reintroduce the Shepherd Brass, who has a song, Just a Closer Walk with You. one of Evansville's best all-time cheerleaders, a great advocate for this project and all things Evansville, and the longest-serving trustee in Indiana University history, Pat Shoulders.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, I'm sure that it fully occurred to you just how far south in Indiana you had traveled when our mayor, attempting to locate our students, said, "Where y'all?" Sir, the plural of y'all is all y'all. And all y'all today is for all of the people who never give up on Evansville. Almost 80 years ago, our grandparents could not have assembled on this ground because it was underwater. The 1937 flood, Evansville's greatest natural disaster, devastated the downtown and required our forefathers and mothers to repair and replace many, many downtown buildings, more than 7,500 private homes. And although thousands of Evansville residents were displaced by those flood waters, Evansville did not throw in the towel. Instead, we dried ourselves off, and by early 1942, we were building an aircraft manufacturing plant, a shipyard, turning out the first of our LSTs and our P-47 Thunderbolts. We were critical to the effort in this World War II. Our population in those days swelled to 150,000 with around 1.6 million servicemen and women passing through town. We had recovered and our future was set. Yet by the mid-1950s, the Plymouths and Chryslers which had been manufactured here were no longer Evansville products. They moved out. By the early 1950s, Evansville became the refrigerator capital of the world, yet big changes continued to occur. By 1955, Servell, a major employer, found that it could no longer compete. International Harvester sold to Whirlpool. Chrysler moved its operations to St. Louis, and by 1958, the Fantas Report highlighted everything that was wrong with Evansville. But Evansville didn't quit. The report prompted business, labor, community leaders toward positive action to improve and modernize Evansville. Evansville College became the University of Evansville. Ivy Tech, which had opened in downtown, relocated to the former Rex Mundy High School. Since we were left out of the Indiana University Regional Campus grid, our leaders decided that a public institution of higher learning might serve the interests of our community, and along with excellent programs at the University of Evansville, more higher education was brought. 50 years ago, ISUE opened in an elementary school building on our west side. Realizing that Evansville, like most cities of its size, was losing retail, with an ever more mobile population moving out, our leaders knew that there's no great city anywhere which does not have a vibrant center. A succession of great mayors and leaders of this community attempted to find ways to energize and revitalize our downtown. And rather than lose hope, we tried a pedestrian walkway. We put down pavers. We sent trolleys up and down the walkway. When Indiana passed legislation to allow riverboat gaming, we seized that opportunity. Evansville stepped up its hopes for downtown with our great community partners, Vectren, Old National Bank, and others, building their headquarters on our riverfront. Another mayor engaged us in a conversation about a downtown baseball stadium, and the mayor after him made a downtown performing venue and a sports arena a reality. And although Evansville was left out of the original interstate highway system which crisscrossed this country during the 40s, 50s, and 60s, Evansville never gave up. Its leaders lobbied for and got funding for a spur from our east side up to Interstate 64, and knowing that those that loved this town would never settle for second best, we continued to fight, agitate, and advocate, and I am happy to that all of you know that we will now be part of Interstate 69 and a highway to our state capital. And our current mayor, he also refused to give up on downtown, and he began working with the education community, the business and labor community, engaging in Evansville about more discussions concerning its future. And now, our generation stands ready to break ground on a facility which promises to invigorate our core. This educational complex will allow a child born today, this week, in our city, the opportunity of 20 years of public or private education culminating in the degree medical doctor. All of that without ever leaving town. The shovel of dirt I'm about to turn is a tribute to all of those from the past to today, and to those who will graduate from this medical education facility. Like all of those who came before them and made this project a reality, I know that those who attend here will be among the next generation that will celebrate our great city. I know too that they will never give up on Evansville. Thank you.
As you can see by the dirt and shovels in front of us, our groundbreaking today is largely ceremonial. We have a collection of ceremonial shovels awaiting a few of us. This time I'd like to invite those of us on the stage and Dr. Becker to join us. We're going to do a couple of waves here, so if you could join us here for the first wave.
Throw the dirt now. This way. Don't work on one.
Okay. On three. 1, 2, 3. Speaker, if you would come forward along with the local legislative delegation and Auditor Crouch. We're going to do a second wave of groundbreaking, and then we're going to do the council last. We have a limited number of shovels here. You might have to share.
We can share. I don't think he uses one, so.
Anita can do the heavy lifting.
Yeah, help me.
Okay, everyone put your hand on the shovel.
Come on, put your
Or on
hand.
someone who has a shovel.
Yeah, help me.
All right.
You help me.
Don't be slackers.
There we go.
Dr. Adams, would you come forward along with council members Mosby and Weaver? Were there other council members here that I missed? Okay. Well, you guys have plenty of shovels. We could not do this project without the great cooperation of the Common Council of the City of Evansville. We're very grateful for the leadership of Dr. Adams, Councilwoman Mosby, and Weaver. That concludes the ceremony. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for... Evansville. You're welcome to stay. We have a reception in the tent, and thanks for sharing this great day.